Hi, and welcome to the Dinner Agenda. This is Bo.
And this is CeeLo.
Reporter CeeLo.
I don't know, like I got my news reporter on tonight. I'm feeling all official, I guess. I don't know why.
Why? Yeah. Well, did something happen that's making you feel official, or
No,
you're
maybe because
just
I'm
you're
like,
just
I
you're just
still have
feeling it?
like work clothes on. I have not changed
Oh,
yet. So I feel official, maybe.
okay. All right. Good. 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 All right. Well, you are official. How you doing,
I
CeeLo?
I'm good. You know what? I listened to our
Good.
last episode about me talking
Mm-hmm.
about the PBC and the autoimmune.
Mm-hmm.
And as
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it, I was like, "Oh, I should mention this next time. I should talk about this, or I didn't talk about that, and blah blah blah." But now I don't really remember what those things are. If I don't write it down,
Well, okay. So it's funny. Yeah. So you don't remember?
like there was a couple of things around, I think, like losing the weight that
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's taken a long time, and I feel like people who like see me now are like, "Oh my God, that was fast." I'm like, "No, it fucking wasn't, man. I've been working on this since
Yeah.
September." So there's a little bit
Yeah.
of that I was like, I didn't really talk about how long
Mm-hmm.
it's been and how long it's taken to kind of get to where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
the
it's
other,
like close to a year, right? 45 pounds,
yeah,
close to a year.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it's
So
slow and steady.
can I make a okay, do you wanna finish or are you gonna forget or can I interrupt and make a
You can
comment about that?
interrupt. Like, why change what's already working for the pod? We interrupt each
What? Did
other.
I interrupt you?
No, that
Oh,
we
fuck you.
interrupt each other. That's the banter. That's the
Okay, I
discussion.
got it. I thought I was gonna have to smack you. No, what I was actually gonna say was slow and steady wins the race, man. Slow and
It's
steady wins the
true.
race. So, yes, and there's been enough scientific documentation out there that proves your body will adjust a lot easier if you just take it slow. And then it doesn't fight you. Do you know what I mean? Because, like,
Right.
otherwise you're fighting against crazy hunger and crazy cravings. And you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
slow and steady wins the race.
I still have sweet cravings.
Well, okay, come on. We're people and we're human and we're women.
Yeah.
So I mean that's gonna happen. But
Not
I'm
for the
just saying
not for the sweet stuff in the morning. I'm
mhm,
fine with my new
mhm,
breakfast choices that I've adjusted to. But that
mhm,
afternoon hits,
mhm.
that's when I definitely feel it.
But you know what though, CeeLo? That's I think with everybody because your body starts to get tired.
Mm,
You've been working all day, your dopamine is a little bit lower,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like everything is and you're looking for a little bit of a pick me up,
Pick
you
me
know?
up.
So yeah, so some things like I mean, I don't know what you're doing for that, but how about like a cup of decaf coffee, right?
Yep.
Um a cup of decaf coffee with a piece or two of some dried fruit. Dried mango, dried something that doesn't have any sugar added in. Oh no, it's so fucking delicious. Are you kidding me? Why are you giving me that look for?
I'm not really
What?
I'm not really a dried fruit kind of girl. I have to say I do if I'm looking for a treat, sometimes I'll do like a decaf latte.
Mhm.
I don't add sugar to it, so there's no
Yeah.
but it does feel like a
And
treat,
you
and
can
with
ask for
the
like
milk, um,
1% milk. Yeah.
I'm like, it's a little bit protein.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
actually. No, milk is good for you. Dairy is good for
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Mhm.
Or I do like a piece of fruit, like a pear or an apple or banana, something.
Sure.
And then I have like a nut mix always around. That's my
Yeah,
go-to little
yeah.
handful. Yeah.
Yeah, I have these little packets of nuts that I bought at Costco, and you can get like it's like a big box of them, and
Mm,
they're individual packages, and you can get like one package is cashews, one package is peanuts, one package is almonds,
mhm.
and they're really great because literally just pick one out. You're just eating a normal portion a
Yeah.
good sized portion of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously they're really good for you. I mentioned the dry fruits because sometimes, for me anyways, they taste like a dessert.
Like a sweet, sweet.
Whereas whereas a piece of fruit is like, okay, but I know I'm eating a piece of fruit. But mind you, grapes are yummy too. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but when you get a piece of dried mango, let's say, oh Lord,
I haven't
it's
had it in a
like,
long time. I should
oh,
try it again. I think we
oh,
have some
Silo,
upstairs
so good.
somewhere. Okay, I'll
So
try
good.
that. I'll try that. I'll interject that and
Mm,
see. I'll see how
yeah.
I go.
Okay.
And then the other thing was you were asking me like, and how long will the medication work and all of that? And I can't remember if I
Yeah.
said the doctor said that we typically see kind of the best results at the year mark.
Yes, you did say
Okay.
that.
I was just
Mm-hmm.
thinking about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think what you had mentioned was the results, like the correction that takes place with the medication
Yes.
happens over the span of a year, and once that year is up, the medication won't do any more. Like it won't benefit you. Like it'll maintain what you've done, but it won't benefit. The rest has to be, I think, diet and lifestyle. I
Yeah.
think, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then, yeah, I guess we
Yeah.
see where we go from there. But I can't even
Yeah.
remember when my next appointment is, although I'm supposed to get blood work done this week. So I better find some time to get that shit
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. I think you
Yeah.
should.
Anyways, if I
So,
do think of the other things that
mhm,
I thought of, I will
mhm.
randomly bring them up at any point in time.
Yeah,
I reserve the
let's do
right.
it.
Hmm.
Let's do it. But it's funny. I was at my younger cousin's, my younger cousin's university graduation dinner last week. And one of the girls that was there in attendance actually listens to our podcast.
Ah,
Uh, Donna. So
hi. Hi,
she's like,
Donna.
"Hi, Donna." So anyways, we were chit-chatting about this last up like about she was talking a little bit about some medical things that she's kind of dealing with and working towards and kind of
Hmm.
figuring out or whatever. And I had mentioned about because one of the things that we were talking about was the bile ducts or whatever, which is
Hmm.
not something that you hear about a lot.
Who knew?
And anyways, yeah, so we were chatting about that and I told her about you. Right? I told her
Hmm.
about how, you had found out that you have this thing and,
Yeah.
with the BBC thing and
Yeah.
with the liver and, it started with the bile ducts and stuff like that. And it's just, it was interesting to talk about how, honestly, Silo, how we change as we get older and how you get to a certain point where it's like, I'm invincible, I'm invincible, I'm invincible, I'm invincible. And then
Oh,
all of a
totally.
sudden you get into your like mid to late 40s and
Mhm.
it's like, what is happening here?
What is happening?
What the fuck? What the shit fuck? What? And then you hit in your 50s and you're just like, oh my God. It's like, like now, oh, now I have to actually watch what I eat. Now I
Mhm.
have to
Yeah.
exercise. Otherwise, I'm going to need a knee replacement or, like it's fucking bullshit is
Yeah.
what it is. It's fucking bullshit.
It is total bullshit. It's funny because I had
Yeah.
physio this morning and
Hmm.
I walked in there and mornings are always tough, right? It takes probably an
Hmm.
hour of moving around
Hmm.
or shorter if I'm doing some purposeful stretching to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
like moving good. And
Hmm.
she's like, "How you feeling this morning?" I'm like, "My shoulders are sore and everything is so stiff and sore." I said,
I know.
like,
I know.
"Is this just my new norm?" And she's like, "No, no, 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 no. No, no, no." I'm like, "Okay." I said, "Thanks for giving me some hope in all of this."
I
And
know.
the other thing that she said was it's she doesn't feel like it's a coincidence that some of this autoimmune starting, flare, whatever,
Hmm.
aligns with like going into menopause.
Yes, yes.
She's like, "You're not my only client,"
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing, and I'm
So,
like,
see,
"Oh."
what I had mentioned, I don't remember which episode it was,
Yep,
but maybe a couple episodes before, but I was watching the news in the morning, and they had a doctor on that was talking about perimenopause and menopause,
yep,
right? And what this doctor was saying was, you get your typical perimenopause and menopause symptoms inside, that everybody kind of knows, like you get your hot flashes, your moodiness, anxiety increases, you're not able to sleep as much, blah blah blah,
yep.
right? The normal stuff that you typically hear. But what she was saying was that it is very common for women once they get into perimenopause, and what she basically said was once you hit the age of 40, you are in some form of perimenopause,
Right.
whether it be in the grand scale, like in the scale of it, you might be at the early, like at the beginnings part of the scale, but you're in it once you reach the age of 40, and then it just kind of progresses. And some women are, hit it faster, others, slower, whatever, right? So, but she basically said that once you're in perimenopause, the hormone fluctuations and the hormone changes can cause autoimmune issues.
Mhm.
And one of the things that she actually said was eczema is a prime example. People who have never had eczema before, they get into perimenopause, and all of a sudden, you've got eczema, or you've got psoriasis, or you have, right? Now, CeeLo, you and I grew up together.
Mhm.
I have never, ever, ever had issues with eczema, ever. And then in my 40s, all of a sudden, I started getting these flares on my skin, these like itchy, itchy spots that were just insanely itchy. And I couldn't like satisfy them by scratching.
Mhm.
So I go to the doctor and she's like, that's eczema. And I'm like, what? Like, why? And she's like, I don't know, but that's what it is. And it is a constant, like, I have special creams with me all the
Yeah.
time now because a flare up will just start and I've got to get some cream on there. Otherwise, I'm just like dying. You know what I mean? I moisturize every fucking day when I get out of the shower,
Mhm.
head to toe, because I'm just trying to keep everything at bay. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but that started in my 40s with perimenopause. So there is something to that, CeeLo. There is something to that.
There's totally something to that, and it's good that it's getting a little bit of play out there now and recognition
Yeah.
because I see it all the time, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it was I don't know, comforting maybe? I don't know if that's the right word for physio to
Yeah.
say that to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
And also, CeeLo, like, you're talking about your PBC stuff, you're talking about your psoriasis, you're talking, these are all autoimmune
Mhm.
issues. You're now in your 50s and everything is starting to really kind of come out. So you've got to kind of admit that there is correlation there, like, it's just, it is, right? Like, fuck.
There's gotta be a connection. I went in there this morning and she's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Shoulders, like my shoulders are sore
Yeah.
in particular, and like the back of my neck in particular, my right shoulder's really been bugging me." And I kind of chalked it up
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
using my right arm to support my weight when getting up or down or doing stairs.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's why it's been sore for a little while. Then I'm like, or is this like a menopause frozen shoulder thing that I keep hearing
Yeah.
about? She
Yeah.
goes, no,
Because
no,
that,
it's
yeah,
likely
yeah,
related
yeah,
to you using it more.
yeah.
On the weekend,
Hmm.
Buddy had a golf tournament fundraiser for his hockey team.
Okay.
I cannot golf. I'm not allowed to pivot, right? Because of my knee. So I
Yes.
was
Yes.
assigned the volunteer task of golf tournament photographer, and I got my own golf cart to drive around all day and take
Hey, that's
pictures.
cool.
I
Yeah,
was in
cool.
and out
Okay.
of the golf cart. I was taking
Yeah.
pictures, which I like doing,
Mhm,
so we're good. It was
mhm,
kind of a sunny day. It was nice out.
mhm.
And then when I get up on Monday morning, I'm like, "Ooh, shoulders are my shoulders sore because I was driving a fucking golf cart for 3 hours? Is that what's happened to me? Is that how old I am right now?" You know what I'm saying? Do you understand? all of those memes you see where it's like, "Oh, I am like, why are you walking like that?" And it's like, "Oh my god, I slept wrong. I'm in my 50s." Yeah, well, I drove a golf cart for 3 hours and now my shoulders are like
Oh my fuck. CeeLo, that's bloody funny.
she says, "You gotta fix your
That
posture. You gotta get your shoulders back." So, I'll be doing a lot of that. I'll be doing that all the whole time we're recording, sticking my tits up.
oh my lord. Oh my lord.
Yeah,
Honey, I don't know, man. We're getting there. We're getting up there.
yeah. Golf
Okay,
cart
I have a question
cause
for you.
injury.
I know. I know. I
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Do you, and I'm going to assume that the answer is no here just
Okay.
because I know you.
Okay.
But you know the TV program Sex and the City?
Yes.
Okay. I'm assuming you never watched it.
I never watched it.
Right. There's a spin-off now with the same kind of crew,
Yeah.
called And Just Like That, something like that. I think it's called, or Just Like That, whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's called Just Like That. Anyways, so it's the same crew, like Sarah Jessica Parker, and anyways, so one of the characters, her name is Miranda. She in the Sex and the City, I think it was the Sex and the City,
Is that
towards the end of the series.
Cynthia
What?
Nixon?
Cynthia Nixon, that's
Okay.
it. Yeah, thank you. Cynthia Nixon. So she comes out as being gay. Like, sure, she discovers that she's gay.
Yeah.
She had been married prior to, had a child, blah blah blah. She discovers that she's gay. Anyway, so in this series, like, like she's had some relationships with some women,
Mhm.
etc. Anyways, so this new season kicks off, CeeLo, and guess who she hooks up with in one of the first episodes?
Angelina Jolie.
No, oh
Mm.
yeah, no, that's just your fantasy.
Rats.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh my god,
Rosie
that is
O'Donnell. I have
funny.
not seen her. Yeah, I've not seen her in forever. But it's funny. She's much, much older looking.
Yes.
But and she looked much, much smaller. And she was playing a nun who was just out in New York City trying to discover herself, and she had no intention of leaving the order, but she did want to just explore for that week that she was, and she ends up hooking up with Miranda, the character Miranda. But it's funny, I started to Google Rosie O'Donnell because that's what you do, right? When you see like somebody that you haven't
Absolutely.
seen. And she looked different. She looked smaller. And I was like, well, you know what she'd been up to, this Rosie O'Donnell. So I start to Google her. It turns out she has moved to Ireland.
Yep.
You knew this.
I I knew this because she is very active on social media, and I
Okay.
follow her on social. So as soon as you said,
Oh.
Rosie, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I think I remember her posting about being on set for something," not
Oh,
realizing
okay.
it was this Sex and the City
It
spinoff.
was this. It was
And
this.
she'd
Well,
had enough of
apparently,
Trump, so she was like, "Fuck this, I'm outta here."
yes. Yes, well, you know that her and Trump never got along. They were always at each other, and he was very mean to her. He was very cruel. He was, always picking on her body size
Yep.
and all this other stuff. But she apparently has diabetes, and she has been on the Ozempic
Yeah.
for diabetes, and she's actually lost a significant amount of weight. So she actually talked about that a little
I
bit.
think, I think the post that I've seen, she's on the Manjaro. I know that is that just a brand different?
Well, it's a different, yeah, I mean, it's a GLP-1 plus
Yeah.
something else, the Mounjaro versus the Ozempic. Yeah, either one though, they had both been prescribed for weight loss, but also they're diabetes medications first and foremost,
Yeah.
right? I thought she had said Ozempic, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it is Mounjaro, but it's okay.
I
Either
don't
way,
remember. Either
she's
way,
on one of
same,
those
same.
weight loss shots,
Yeah.
and she is on it for diabetes, but she's gotten the benefit of the weight loss. So I just thought it was really kind of interesting. I hadn't seen her in forever. And it's funny because I remember a few years ago, there was something that she had done on Instagram. There was some squirrel that she
Yeah.
had coming into her backyard that she was feeding. Anyways, I ended up making a
Judy.
comment.
I think she named the squirrel
Yeah,
Judy.
that's it. Yeah, I ended up making a comment because, she's dealing with animals here, so of course I'm like, "Hey, I'm your
I
girl."
love
So
squirrels too. I love
I
squirrels.
I do. And so I put a little, comment about the squirrel and, whatever. Anyways, and so she commented back and I was all like, "Hey
Oh my God, I'm friends with
now.
Rosie
Hey.
O'Donnell.
We're BFFs. Move over, Sela."
That is funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But okay, I know it's Pride Month, and I'm going to say this, but know that it comes
Okay.
from love and from the bottom of my heart. But
Okay.
if you looked at her from when she had her show to now, it's like she went
Yes.
from, America's little sweetheart girl next door to like old Dieseldike.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes, I see
People,
what you're saying.
people
She has
who have not seen her since
Yeah,
her show would not
yes,
recognize her.
yes. That's right. Well, in the show that she was in, her hair was
Long.
like mine. You know what I mean? Like it
Oh,
was
okay.
just, but I know what you're talking about because on her Instagram, she has very, very, very short, like very, very short hair. And these black glasses
Yeah.
that are not doing her any favor. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't, complement her face structure at all. And
In
so,
your
and very like, there's, huh?
I said, "In
What'd you
your
say?
opinion."
In my opinion, this is just my opinion. And then, there's no makeup, there's no nothing. And she's looking, when she's talking, sometimes it's kind of like, girl, you know what I mean? Like your lips are looking a little dry there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, but she doesn't care, right?
No,
And so
and
be it. She doesn't care.
nor should
And that's
she.
the phase. I
Like,
agreed.
let's
Agreed.
go. I love it. I mean, I
Agreed.
totally love it. I mean, it
Yeah.
just goes to show you that all of those
Yeah.
years she was
Yeah.
playing a character and
Yeah.
probably either forced to or not comfortable with being
Yeah.
and looking more like herself,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
On that note, I
Exactly.
want to get my hair cut.
Mel won't let
I
you.
know.
She won't
Not
let
the
you.
boss of
Mind you,
me.
I'm not the boss of you, or she's not the
She's
boss
not
of
the
you.
boss of me.
You are of Mel. In The Handmaid's Tale of Life, you are of Mel.
I love Mel.
She You are of Mel. You know what though? Your hair looks great. Like it is long right now. Like it's getting longer right now. But your hair looks great the way that you usually get it cut. So I know. Listen, if you want to cut it short, that's between you and Mel.
I'm not saying like short, short like it used to be in my little
Okay.
like
Well then what
spike
are you saying?
days, but I was thinking like I would like to get opinions, people. So listen up. Like a short hair wolf cut where it's
Uh,
kind of like shaggy, it's like shaggy but like a long pixie almost where it's kind of messy and shaggy. But what I'm worried about is my hair is naturally this curly.
it's
And
like
it's not,
dead straight.
and it like
Yeah.
won't have much to it or
Yeah.
body, and it'll just look like
You're gonna have to
the
put
Jim
styling
Carrey
product in it,
character
right?
from Dumb and Dumber, or either character from Dumb and Dumber, to be honest. That's what it'll end up looking like.
You're gonna have to put styling product
I'm
in.
gonna
You're
oh,
gonna have to,
this is
yeah.
product.
Well, I mean, more than you probably normally put in. Like, what do
Yes.
you put in, a mousse now?
I have a little like a sea salt spray to give me the volume up top,
Yeah. Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
I blow
Mhm.
dry, and then I
Mhm.
use Michael something
Yeah, it's a paste.
paste.
Is it a paste?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
and
I do
inside,
this,
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
get it out of my face with that because
Okay.
I hate it in my
Okay.
face, but
Okay.
literally, it's always in a pony, and I friggin' hate it in a pony. I think I look stupid, and I'm
You
done with
don't.
that.
You don't.
I
Okay. Okay. You don't look stupid in a pony, but if you're looking for a change, go for it.
Okay,
It's
here's the
hair, it will
ask.
grow back.
Okay, I'm gonna put
It
out
will
an
grow back.
ask for our listeners
Okay.
to send me
Okay.
ideas for shorter haircut styles. Thank you.
I'm gonna mark this down. I'm gonna look up some fun wolf haircuts.
Yes. Not like
This is
not
gonna be
like
fun.
edgy and too young for me. Like, I think I Googled mature woman wolf cut, medium length, short to medium length, or something like that.
Mature woman. Oh my fuck. Are you serious?
Well, I didn't put
This is funny.
senior in there. I'm not like, I woke up with
This is
sore
funny.
shoulders from driving a golf cart. So, yes, I
I
put
love
in
it.
mature woman in my Google search. Okay.
Oh, CeeLo, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna
Why
do?
you got to play me like that? Okay.
I don't know. But I have a question for you. Oh,
Yes.
go on. Yeah, you got something? No, go
No,
first.
I have a funny, you know how we were
Oh, tell me, tell
in
me.
like a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
episodes ago, you called me list girl because how much I like my lists.
You do.
I would say a week ago is said, "Do we still have that whiteboard?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's downstairs by the little bar fridge." She's like, "Okay, cool." And it's
Yeah.
just a small whiteboard that we use for playing Pictionary and games and stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
I never heard anything more about it and didn't know what she wanted it for or how she's using it. And then I come down here today and she's got a color coded is to-do list, and it's color coded by the different assignments that are coming up and due, because she's got all these culminating assignments that are worth like 30% of her mark. And so she's got it all listed out on the whiteboard. And across the bottom, she's got 3 boxes for 3 different laundry loads she was trying to get done, all of which I folded
Huh.
on the weekend, but whatever. Only one box was checked
Mhm.
there. But I thought, oh my God, look it. My girl takes after her mama.
She does. That is so you. That is fucking scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's like right here. If I could probably reach it.
You realize what you've done to her now.
I've
You've
made her
turned her into a list girl.
an awesome human
Yeah.
being, is what I've done, who's
Yes.
able to keep track of her
Yes.
work and what's due.
Great. Now there's somebody else out in the world that can be made fun of for being a list girl. We're all good. We're all good.
It's good to have a list. Makes
It
me
is good to have a
happy.
list.
And it's color coded. Like, come on. So proud.
All right. I'm sure you are proud. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Working from home. Working from home. You
Yes.
do work from home sometimes, right? Okay. Since COVID, a lot of folks either became remote workers, hybrid workers, right? Where it's sometimes you're in the office, sometimes you're at home. And
Yeah.
I think, like, I'm considered a hybrid worker. I do both.
Hmm.
You, I think, what, you work from home 1 day a week and then you're in the
Usually,
office
yeah.
4 days a week,
Yeah.
usually. Have you noticed, CeeLo, and I don't know if you're going to notice it as much because you're only home 1 day a week, but trying to stay focused on work and trying to stay focused on your task is becoming harder and harder for me. And I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if it's the ADHD that
Mhm.
I'm newly discovering. I don't know if it's I'm just getting older. But I find that I'm like in the office and I'm working away and then I hear a pretty bird and I'm like, and then I stop and I listen to the pretty bird. And then I look outside. I'm like, look how pretty it is. Da, da, da. Fuck, I gotta get back. Okay. And then I'm actually, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know what the shit fuck is going on with me.
And the
Do you
pretty
notice
bird
this?
situation only happens when you work from home. Are there things
Well,
that
yeah,
happen
because I'm,
in the office that are similar?
no.
Okay.
So this is what I was gonna say because I was actually saying to myself, you know what? I think I'm gonna go into the office tomorrow because I got this like big thing that I've got to get done. And I'm like, I want to make sure that I can stay focused. And I think I might just, head into the office for the day. And that way, because when I'm in the office, there's just like no distraction. In fact, I'm so like just like I've got blinders on. I don't even pay attention to anybody around me. I'm just like working, working, working. It's when I'm at home and I don't, and it's, I never used to be that way. It's only in the last, I want to say over the last 8 months or a year, maybe, I don't know, that I've just been kind of like too easily distracted. Is that age? Is it
I don't know.
ADHD? I don't fucking
I
know.
feel like, has it always happened and now you're noticing it more because of the diagnosis?
Oh, oh, that's a good flipping point there, actually, CeeLo. Oh my God, CeeLo. I think you might have just
Because
resonated with me. I
maybe
think
it's
you
kind
might
of
have just hit something.
always happened, but now when it happens, you're like, "Oh, fuck, that's my ADHD," or "That's my inability," whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm, like,
Mhm.
freaking myself out saying, "No, don't do that, like, get back to" you know what I mean? Like, focus, you know what I mean? So,
Do
hmm,
you find or have you tried, um, kind of taking
retiring?
schedule Yes!
I
Taking,
wish.
like,
What?
scheduled, purposeful breaks. So in the
Um,
office, what I notice is
mhm,
I'm not at my desk very often. I'm walking to go refill my water. I'm walking to meetings. I'm running downstairs for a
mhm,
coffee. I'm chatting with so and
mhm,
so and that person. And then somebody comes by and asks me a question, right? And
mhm,
so
mhm,
you have all of these little mind breaks, if you will, during your
mhm,
hours in the office. Whereas when you're home, does that
mhm,
happen as much? And so maybe it's been an hour of focused work and now the
mm,
birdie is like tweet, tweet, and you're like, huh? Right? Could be
mm.
that too.
That's actually that's a good point. So it's funny, CeeLo, I maybe you can I don't know, I've gotta work through this. So it's
Mhm.
like when I'm you might be onto something though. I think you might because when I'm at home, I don't take those scheduled breaks. I just don't. I don't. I'm literally at my desk. I am working, working, on calls, taking meetings, working, and then I stop for lunch and I usually warm up my lunch, eat my lunch, and I watch a, half an
Yeah.
episode of something that I've taped, and then back up to my office, and that's what I'm doing. But I find, CeeLo, that if I take okay, so when I'm at the office, when I'm at the office, I become so hyper focused on what I'm doing that I don't like these interruptions. One of the reasons why I didn't like going into the office as much is because I don't get as much done.
Right.
I'm not allowed to stay hyper focused because people are interrupting me.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying, let's go for coffee, let's do da da da. And I'm kind of like, I'm busy. I got things to do. Like, leave me. Like, I know
Okay.
this sounds really awful.
Here's
What?
the
Tell me.
plan.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
Here's the
Fix
plan.
me.
Whether you're
Okay.
in the office or at home, up to you, but definitely when you're at home, I want you
Okay.
to like either schedule in or set a timer that goes off every
Okay.
30 minutes or every 60 minutes, whatever.
To do
And
what?
every time it goes off, get up from your
Yeah.
chair, go down the stairs, come up the stairs, and get back to work. That's it. Nothing big. It won't take more than 30 seconds. Down the
Hmm.
stairs and up the stairs. That's all. And see if that
Why?
makes a difference in your ability to refocus.
Refocus. Isn't that interesting? See, okay, what I'm going to have to try to figure out here is I would get, when I am working on something, I do get very hyper focused and there's just no interrupting me. Like, you even ask Dave, it's like if I have something I have to do, I'm in do mode. And so Dave will be like, are you okay? Are you mad at something? Because you're very like, I'm like, no, I'm in do mode. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like no interruptions. Don't bother me. I realize now that that's part of the ADHD. I didn't realize that before.
Mhm.
Um, but it takes a minute for me to get refocused. So I'm just wondering if that would interrupt that flow or if I'd actually be able to stop myself every 60 minutes to get up and walk down the stairs and come back up. I wonder if that would annoy me. I don't know. I'm going to have to test this out.
You have to. Like, you have to put it in your brain
Um,
that it's like, I have to do this. This is as important as whatever I'm doing right now.
do you do this?
No,
Well, why are you telling me to do it?
because I'm curious to know if you schedule like tiny little micro break, if you will, into
Hmm.
your day, does that then help you stay focused when you're working from home? I'm kind of
Okay.
curious. It's an
I will
experiment.
experiment. I will test it out. I will test it out. Okay. Okay.
Um, I was talking to a friend of mine and they were like, "My God, like when I'm working from home, I never leave my desk. Like I'm just always at my desk.
Yeah. Same. Same. Me too. Me
When
too.
I'm once I'm at my desk, I don't move, I don't leave it, I don't get steps in, it's just it's bad and
Yeah.
not good for me."
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
said to them, I was like, "You know what you should do? It's like when I'm in the office, one meeting ends and I have to get up and walk down to the other end of the to get to the next meeting. So
Hmm.
I know that you have meetings back to back. I'm not suggesting that you take away from that, but just run all the way upstairs and then run all the way back downstairs every time a meeting ends and before the next one starts. So that you're
Yeah.
then
Okay.
like doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be like go take a
Hmm.
15-minute
Hmm.
walk or go take a 30-minute walk, go walk to the grocery. I'm
Hmm.
not saying like take up time. I'm talking about something
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
less than a minute long to do
Hmm.
in between to give yourself that break and for you to get moving a little bit, to get up and stand, get the blood
Yeah.
flowing.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Yeah, okay, maybe I'll try that." And
Hmm.
I haven't chatted with him
Well,
since,
it
but
yeah, I mean, it's sound advice. It does make sense. I will also give it a try and see what difference it makes. It's so funny that you mentioned about what your colleague was saying about not getting up and stuff. That is me to a T. It's like I see though it sounds so bizarre. I go into the office when I don't have as much on my plate to do. Because
mm,
then I can go in and I can get interrupted and not get annoyed.
yeah.
But when I'm busy with stuff,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I need to be at home because I need to sit in this chair at this desk and work nonstop until I've got done what I've got done, what I need to get done. And I know that that's probably not ideal.
I hear you in terms of
Yeah.
you feel more productive when you're at home and you can stay focused. I
Hmm.
totally get
Hmm.
that. It's a
Hmm.
different kind of productivity, I think, when you're in the office. There's pros and cons to both. That's why I think a lot of people have enjoyed the flexibility of the hybrid so
Hmm.
that,
Yeah.
you're paying me to do a job. I can figure out my schedule on my own of what's going to work best for me and
Hmm. Hmm.
it's honestly I think de-stressing,
Hmm.
especially for women who are managing a lot of the household and kid duties, to
It's
be able to
true.
have that flexibility. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
So,
I do. I
yeah,
do.
yeah,
I do. I do. But then there's also that socialization aspect of going into the office, which is also nice as well, so that you don't lose contact. You know what I mean? So
oh
it's
yeah,
nice to still get dressed up and go into the office
yeah,
and put makeup on your face and you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. So
that's a
because when you're at
stretch for
home,
me,
I don't
the makeup part. Okay.
well, I put makeup
Mm.
on when I go into the office,
Yes,
not when I'm at home, but when I
yes.
go to yeah.
I was
But you wear a
chatting
little bit of makeup, you said. You
Well,
wear
I was wearing
mascara.
mascara, to be honest, every day, every time I
Yeah.
went into the office,
Yeah.
and then I got that sty in my eye, and then I stopped
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
it, and I haven't gone back to putting it on, but I will. I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay,
Um,
you do that.
I was chatting with one of my, colleagues at work, and, I'd started a new role in January, and I feel like being in the office has allowed me to form the relationships required
Yeah,
in order to
yeah.
get stuff done and be productive and learn what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be doing and do all that stuff too. So there's
Mhm,
definitely
mhm.
pros and cons, pluses and minuses on both sides. You know what I'm
There is.
saying?
For sure there is. For sure there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Next question.
Yes.
Because this is the Dr. CeeLo hour.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Um, do you have issues taking compliments? Taking in compliments?
Yes.
You do. Okay. So how do you how do you like what happens to you? Because I have a specific example and I feel like the biggest fucking loser. But anyways, tell me what happens with you first.
Okay. So I think my reaction is different given a different any kind of scenario, right? Like if it's casual, I
Okay.
run into a friend and they're like, "Oh my god, you look so great." I'll brush it off
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, cut out the
Mhm.
beer." You know what I mean? Like I'll
Yeah.
make fun of it instead of saying, "Oh my god, I've been
Mhm.
working hard. Thanks so much." You know?
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
So I make
mhm,
jokes about it. If it's
mhm,
uh like a work situation, I feel uncomfortable. A lot of the work that I do, like, is the outcome of it is because of a team has been working on it, right? And
mhm,
so I
mhm,
feel
mhm,
uncomfortable taking that compliment about it and not saying,
mhm,
"It's not me. It's all of these people together." And they're like,
mhm,
"Oh, no, but it's because of your leadership." And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. I had a role in it, but the outcome
mhm,
really, that compliment needs to go to all these people, not me, because they're the ones who really put in the work, you know?" So
mhm,
I'll push
mhm,
it off to someone else. What other kind of
mhm,
compliment? Like when I get my hair cut and somebody says it looks
mhm.
your mature woman, what did I call it? Mature
Wolf cut?
woman wolf cut looks
Yeah,
fabulous. Then I'm
yeah.
just gonna, like, soak in that. I'll just be like, "Yes, it does."
And then if nobody compliments you on your mature woman wolf cut, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I look like a piece of shit, and everybody thinks I'm, like, fugly."
I look like the guy from Dumb and Dumber. Yeah.
No, you don't. No, you never would.
I hope not.
Okay, it's funny that you say that because those are things that I feel too, and it's awful. Like, I mean, Dave and I was always horrible at taking compliments, always. And early on in the relationship with Dave, he would make a nice comment. Oh, you look really pretty today, or you look, da da da, and I'd be like, oh, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh,
Oh,
shut
you
up. You
totally
know what
do
I mean?
that. You totally do that.
Yeah. And it got to the point where Dave finally said at one point, he's like, you know what? That's insulting. I am telling you that I think that you look really nice and you're not taking that in. And I find that insulting. And I'm like, oh, I never thought about it that way. So I had to practice saying, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, thank you. So when he makes a comment now, I'm like, thanks, honey. That's nice of you to say. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I say. But that took a lot of fucking practice, CeeLo. But I have to tell you, I had an incident at work not too long ago. And I seriously feel like the biggest fucking loser. So I'm doing this special assignment for my boss's boss.
Okay.
Okay. And it's just me doing this work.
Mhm.
And so I'm doing it. Anyways, I have a meeting with her and she's just like, oh my God, this is so great. You're so great. You're top talent. You're this and that. Like she's going on and on and on.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just like, I don't know how to take this in, CeeLo. I felt so uncomfortable that I couldn't say, oh, thank you. I couldn't say, I was just like, oh, whatever. Oh, and
You
it was
did your
just
whole how, like, "No, no,
like
no, no."
just brushing it off. Yeah, like, oh, whatever. Like, and then when I ended the call, I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. I feel like I know I was brushing her comments off. And I feel like an idiot for doing that because she didn't have to say those things. But I was just like, I don't know how to take that in. I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at that. I have got to work on that.
I'm with you. I definitely am not great at that either, but I think how long ago was this?
Few weeks,
You could
maybe a
send
month
her
ago.
a note even and say, "You know what? I appreciate so much that you took the time to recognize the effort that I've been putting in and that the outcome, outputs, whatever, are meeting or exceeding your expectations. I really, really appreciate it. It validates that I'm on the right track, yada, yada. Not sure if you could tell, but I'm working on accepting a compliment or something like that, right? To make kind of
Oh,
fun of it. But
yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
it. As soon as someone starts in on something, I feel
Mhm.
hot. I feel like
Mhm.
my face has gone
Me
pink. I
too.
don't know how to react.
Yes. Yes, yes, I know. Honestly, CeeLo, this is fucking ridiculous. Is that
Downplay it and totally
because
downplay it and brush it
totally,
off.
100%. Now, what is that? Is that self-esteem? Is that being a woman? Is that what is it? Why do we do this?
I have no
Why?
idea. I don't think
I wanna know.
I don't think that our generation, and so our
Mhm.
parents' generation, I don't remember growing up being flowered with compliments.
No, no, definitely not.
In
No,
fact,
quite
I
the
don't remember
opposite,
getting any.
actually. No, no, I was that's what I'm saying, it was quite the opposite on my
Like,
front
I think
anyways, but yeah.
maybe as an
Oh.
adult, I've gotten some compliments from the
Mhm,
parentals where I felt
mhm,
like, "Oh my god,
mhm,
thank you." Right? But I don't remember as a kid, and now I'm like, what do I do to my kids? Do I say I try and say things to them that may be different, like when they're, let's say Iz has got like a social situation happening with friends, blah blah blah, and she tells me the whole scenario and she tells me how she might have reacted, and I would say, I think that's a good way to react, right? Like I think what you did was the right
mhm,
thing, or blah blah blah. So is that
mhm, mhm,
paying her a compliment, or is that like rewarding her
mm.
for what I think is good behavior by giving her positive reinforcement about it? Does that
I think it's
count?
just validating. No, 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 I think well, how I take that is, it to me, it sounds like you're validating what she's done
Mm,
and offering encouragement,
as
in
opposed to, like,
terms of
complimenting
guiding
it.
her to the right yeah, like,
Mhm.
versus a compliment. Like, do you compliment your kids? Do you say, "Oh my god, you look so pretty today," do you look so beautiful, or, "Buddy, you look, so handsome," or, "You did a great job on cutting the grass," I don't know, whatever. Like, do you do that?
I do I don't do it as much on their looks, especially
Mhm.
Buddy. More like
Okay.
if is going out, like the whole prom thing and she had the dress, I was like, "Oh my god, you look so grown up
She's
and so
so
gorgeous."
beautiful.
So I lots of
Yeah, yeah,
compliments there, but I do
yeah.
compliment them on doing things that I think are good, or doing things the right way, or and maybe that's like
Mhm,
some
mhm, mhm.
validation and some compliment.
So then maybe that is a compliment what you said to Is then. Maybe that
I
is
do
a compliment.
compliment them when I know that they've worked hard on an assignment and they come home and show me the test, you know?
Mhm.
I always compliment that.
So what is it about the looks that has you hesitating about saying, "Oh, you look beautiful." You know, what is it that makes you hesitate about that? You don't wanna bring focus to physical appearance?
I don't know, I don't think it's anything purposeful. I've never really thought about it before, but, like, if Buddy
Mhm.
comes home with a fresh haircut and he looks good, I'll tell him, "You look good. You look so much older." Oh my
Yeah,
god, right?
yeah.
I give him compliments for something like that, or when we had to
Mhm,
dress up
mhm,
for something and he went and picked his dress up clothes, 2 options really.
mhm,
I'll pay him a
mhm,
compliment
mhm,
there, but I don't know, I just don't find myself there's so many other things I feel like I compliment that aren't their physical
mhm.
attributes. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yeah, no, I understand that. Do you think it is wrong to compliment your children on their physical attributes? Or do you think that it's a good thing to do to build confidence?
Oh. I think it's
Because
good. I think
Mhm,
it's good to pay them
mhm,
compliments, absolutely. I think if I
mhm.
had been paid a handful over my teen years, my self-esteem would have been better. My
Yeah,
self-confidence would have
same.
been better. And
Yeah,
so,
same.
um, I think it's important to recognize good things, or
Mhm,
but again, it's still more
mhm,
about choices, how they choose to react to something, them
mhm,
working hard and getting a good mark, that kind of thing
mhm,
is more
mhm,
versus the physical, but yeah.
mhm, mhm. Interesting. I wonder from a body image perspective as well, if telling your children that they're beautiful and that they look perfect and that they look great and no matter their size, no matter their whatever, I wonder if that would also translate
Mm.
to better self-esteem also. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do. You see, like, I didn't prep for this question, Bo. I do say,
Sorry.
like, Buddy goes to the
Yeah.
gym 3 times a week, most weeks, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
when he comes home, I'm like, "Flex for me," and he'll, like, flex. I'm like, "Oh my god, your shoulders are getting
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
big, you've been working hard on it." So, I think it's
Mhm,
good to
mhm,
do, like, those rewarding compliments when they're doing something to achieve something that you're
mhm,
reinforcing
mhm, mhm.
that they're working hard or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. I know, it's hard to navigate. We're gonna have to practice this, though, a
Yeah.
little bit better because I don't wanna feel like such a loser when somebody at work is like, "Oh, you've done a great job." I wanna be able to say, "Oh, thank you." You know what I mean? That's nice of you, thank you. So let's practice. Let's end this episode
Okay.
with a practice.
Okay.
CeeLo,
Yes.
CeeLo, your mature wolf cut looks beautiful.
You think so? Thank you.
That was great. You think so?
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Loved it.
Thank you. It's so pretty.
You're so
Um,
pretty. Mhm.
Bo,
No.
what?
Okay, go on. But what?
Bo, I think your eyeglasses really
Mhm.
complement your face. Your skin, your eyeglasses just look beautiful.
Thank you, CeeLo. That is very kind of you to say.
I could
Look
see
at I
what was going through your
gray
head.
gray hair
Shut the
because
fuck
I'm
up.
like, I've got these gray hairs. I've got no makeup on. I've got like, okay, so all
Your
right, fine.
skin always looks so good. I'm so jealous of your
No,
non-wrinkly, non-aged spotty,
no, Jesus.
beautiful, like a doll skin.
You're fucking nuts. Honestly, CeeLo, I've got wrinkles. I've got, oh my God, I'm not taking that compliment, am I? Jesus. Okay. Okay. No,
After
but
you
honestly,
said,
I do have wrinkles.
we're practicing
I
it.
know,
Okay,
I
we're gonna
know. See,
practice.
I have more practice I need to. Thank you, CeeLo. Thank you on complimenting my skin, and I am diligent with my face washing and my application of face cream. So thank you for recognizing my effort, my skin regime. Oh, fuck me. I
Well,
need help.
just go
Okay.
watch a show with your husband, would you?
I'm gonna go do that. Go get a wolf cut.
Yes, I will.
All right, CeeLo.
Talk to you
A
later.
mature wolf cut. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for taking a seat at the table today. We love our dinner guests.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow The Dinner Agenda on the podcast platform you use so that you don't miss any new episodes. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Dinner Agenda.
We look forward to hearing your comments, questions, and even ideas you may have on future episodes.
Thanks for taking this journey with us.